All right, our featured guest is Gil Montano, the superintendent of the Southeast Regional Occupation Program, also known as ROP. The program has served thousands of people from the communities who have had their lives improved through the career and technical educational opportunities provided by the dedicated staff members of ROP. Please welcome the ROP superintendent, Gil Montano.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice, huh?
It's a great band, great house band. Is it Ellen and the Posse, or is it?
Well, that's their street name.
Okay.
They don't always go by that.
We go by Alan the Affordables.
The Affordables. That is kind of a cool name. And actually, you know, you are the superintendent of the Southeast ROP program. Our Unite Show band is funded by you, so we want to say thank you.
We just love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You have a great setup here. I love the set.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of yours. I've watched all your shows.
Wow.
Know a few tidbits I'll pass along the way.
Please, I could use the help.
I understand you know Mr. T.
That's true. Big, well, met him twice. Yes.
Very good.
In fact, I just had a discussion in class with a student who was trying to say that Chuck Norris is better than Mr. T. Oh, silly 8th graders. They don't know. So, well, you know, what kind of is ROP? I mean, I think a lot of people hear the term but really don't know what it is.
Southeast ROP, and can I give you a little bit of history?
Oh, please.
Probably 5 years before you were born, in 1967.
Absolutely right on the nose.
The legislature passed a law that allowed for the creation of ROPs, and the districts were given the opportunity to start an ROP. And Norwalk-La Mirada School District and ABC decided to have a joint powers.
Ooh. And
so Southeast ROP was born, and we have a governing board running the same code as the school district. So 2 of your board members, ABC Armin Reyes and David Montgomery, serve on our board.
Okay.
Along with a couple of members from Norwalk-La Mirada, Richard Legaspi and Pauline Deal, and our business and industry rep, Helen Lee. And we provide career technical classes. It used to be called vocational education.
Okay.
So trying to, like our students here, apply the academics that they learn and apply them to real world situations.
That seems like really the ultimate goal, you know.
Absolutely.
So that there's not this, you know, disconnection between what they're learning in school and what they're going to be using in their life to earn money.
Exactly.
So that's where ROP kind of really comes in.
You've got it. And ABC, I've got to give them a lot of compliments for recognizing the importance of seeing the whole child and the whole student. That academic is so critical for survival in our world of business right now, but you also have to give students the opportunity to apply that and to find things that they're interested in, and that keeps them engaged in school. So we're trying to provide those types of classes for our students.
So maybe that leads into, you know, why would a student want to be interested or enroll in ROP?
I was probably a good example of why someone should have gone to ROP. I went to a high school that was highly academic and didn't get the exposure to auto mechanics or wood or music classes even.
Sure.
So after high school, I stumbled around in a lot of different jobs, from construction work to assembly lines to the post office to flipping burgers, a number of different jobs, to get to the point where I discovered the career in education. And when I finally got there, I thought this is just the best thing that's ever happened to me. So I think if I would have had classes in high school that would have allowed me to explore those options earlier, it might have saved me a little bit of time of exploring.
And the discovery there.
Absolutely.
Now, what about students who maybe have part-time jobs after school at places? Does ROP tie in with that as well?
Yes, we do. We develop sites with industry and the community, and also we allow students to get credits for working in the community.
Great.
So they would attend a class, get their their elective credits, and then also be supervised by a credentialed teacher.
Excellent. Now, I understand that you brought a PowerPoint with you that
I did.
Give us some information. Let's take a look at that.
Okay, great. The first slide that you'll see is a quick summary of the classes that are offered at the different high schools in ABC Unified School District. And so you'll see the list and the numbers there. I think the next slide is really a telling number. In 2006, 2007, as of now, over 2,500 high school students in ABC Unified have participated in ROP classes. So we are growing, and we are trying to push our classes to the high school level. We're just looking to increasing this number each and every year as we move on. If you look at the next slide, you can actually see some of the specific classes offered at the different high schools. So at Artesia High School, we run classes for media and graphics, drafting, computer-aided drafting, networking, automotive, and a new class that we added this year was theater performer.
Nice.
And we're very, very pleased with that. This December, they actually put on their first performance with their eyes, and it was a play that was originally written in New York City about the Ground Zero and what happened to high school students. So very powerful play.
Oh,
very,
great.
very pleased with that program. At Cerritos High School, you'll see the classes differ from each high school depending on the student interest and what is available there. The class I wanted to talk about was the fashion design class, and that's Susie Pendleton. And I visited the class, and the students actually develop portfolios. They design a clothing line, so different teachers volunteer to be outfitted, and they'll do a portfolio. It's just a great...
That is very cool, and you know, that really allows students to move forward. If they have interest in clothing in high school, then it just doesn't have to be about shopping or looking at pictures in the magazine. They can really begin the groundwork for what might be a career for them.
Absolutely, and actually they're putting out their first magazine, their fashion design magazine, next week, so look out for that issue coming out next week. The next high school is Gar High School, and you can see we have automotive, construction, emergency first responder, forensics, photo editing, and the class I wanted to highlight here is virtual enterprise. I was actually at the high school today, and they had their grand opening, and this is a virtual business. So students create a business from the ground zero. They actually have students that apply to be the CEO, the CFO, the marketing people, and they create a virtual website, a virtual company, and that company is Island Breeze. And it's a clothing line of Hawaiian products, tropical products.
Sure.
And they actually compete at trade fairs. So they competed at the Bakersfield Trade Fair in December, which is one of the largest in the United States. About 161 schools competed, and our virtual enterprise program took second in video commercials. So next competition for them is Long Beach on March 29th. So.
Well, I would think that would be a huge, you know, what's coming in the future, because so many businesses operate solely on the internet. You can save so much money with warehousing and stock and personnel when you're really kind of just running it out of your home. And
Absolutely.
I think that's a big one for students, you know, that could have a job that way.
Very popular class. And the last one is the IC3 certification. We are trying to start more classes that provide actual certification. So when student graduates, they have a certificate that business and industry recognizes.
Sure.
So at Tracy High School, we're pretty proud of the expansion of classes that we have there. You can see again from desktop publishing, emergency first responder, and the one I wanted to focus on was the last one, the auto at Cerritos College. Have great partnership with ABC School District, Cerritos College, and Southeast ROP. And we actually went to Cerritos College and said, do you have any open periods when you're not using the classrooms? As you know, Tracy doesn't have an auto shop.
Right.
So we were able to access the auto shop at Cerritos College. So students are taking classes there, and it's just been a great class for the kids. We have transportation for them, and we fill in that 1:30 to 3 o'clock block.
That's great, because my transmission is gone out on my car.
We can take care of it.
I would love that, actually.
We can take care of that.
I pay for the parts and the whatnot, so. Well, excellent, excellent. Now, how many years have you been with the program?
I started January 3rd last year, so I finished my first year, and I'm just loving it, just loving it.
Excellent. Do you have any kind of plans for the maybe short or long-term future of the program?
Right now, we're working with the high schools to find out what programs they want to start at their high school. So we're working with the students. We have student surveys online, and we're actually working with all the principals and assistant principals and with the superintendent to find out what direction they want to go, and we're trying to start new classes.
Yeah, I guess that's what it really, the most important thing is kind of seeing what the desire is for classes at the individual high schools, because that's really going to be different. And then structuring a program that meets those needs.
Absolutely, and to start pathways that will take our students from high school to the community college and to the four-year college. A lot of our students won't go directly to the four-year college, but many of them will want to take that pathway, so we're trying to create those for them.
And that's what's great about that partnership with Cerritos College.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been so wonderful to have you.
It's been my pleasure.
Gil, and I really appreciate all the work that you're doing and
Thank
that
you so
you've
much.
come to share with the show here. So,
Thank you very much.
Those of you, don't move. The cyber gal, Mary White, is right around the corner, and she's going to, cyber it up for us.